We know that there's a lot of speculation. We know that people are buying a lot of second homes. We need to double the rate of home building.
We heard the warning from Mike Moffat, Senior Director of the Smart Prosperity Institute in Ottawa, that unbelievable stories of bidding wars over homes or tiny homes selling for gigantic prices are the result of scarce supply and a lack of variety. Now we're hearing from local real estate agents from across the region, Shane working out of Toronto, Dan in Durham, and Rob in Oakville, about what they're seeing on the day-to-day, how we got here, and where they think the market is headed next.
There was one that sold in Leslieville that was listed at $999. It was a row house, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that had 9 offers and sold for $176.
Just in the last 2 weeks, where we have condo townhomes now that are selling around the $1 million mark.
I think appraisers are even having a hard time these last few years with regards to keeping up with what's fair, what's not.
I think that we got here because it is a seller's market in Toronto. It has been again for 10 to 15 years.
5 years ago, I would say it was a reasonable market. Even in 2019, it started to climb. By 2020, the last 3 years, to answer your question, has really spiked. It's really taken off.
We're at, on average, 28% increase from last year in terms of prices. Prices have continuously gone up even from the previous month.
So what's driving the trend of bidding wars over homes with final sale prices landing well over asking? Is there a pressure for listers to list it lower?
I think, considering the way things have been going, Dave, for the last year, 2 years, the trend right now for sellers is to list lower to have a bidding war.
If you look back at the sales history, most properties you will see are selling over asking. The bidding has become the norm. As a seller, if I'm choosing that strategy, I typically get to pick the closing date that I want. I'm not having any contingencies. I know I'm going to sell in 7 days or less, for the most part, and there's so much demand for the limited product that buyers have put up with it.
Do people still have patience for these things?
Yeah, you'd think they'd want to throw the towel in by now. The reason they don't in general is because home ownership is still deemed and considered to be one of the best things you can do for your family. And once you're in the market, you're in the market.
During the last 2 weeks, what we've noticed is that some people have put their homes for sale with bidding wars, and they haven't really kind of reached their maximum price, or they haven't gotten the price that they were expecting.
And what about reports of more people leaving the big city for more cost-effective pastures?
You did see that exodus in 2020. I think 90% of my sellers were moving out of the city.
They're moving out of town just a little bit.
Toronto's still a very, very attractive area.
In the meantime, are things still heating up, or is some breathing room on the way?
The amount of multiple offers that we did have on homes, that is definitely starting to change. We're noticing that start to soften.
I listed a house in January that had 94 showings booked in 24 hours. A similar house that I sold 2 weeks ago had 35 showings throughout the entire week, and we got 3 offers versus 12 offers.
But I think, considering what the demand is going to be like in many years to come in the GTA, as you know, it's going to be a long-term growth as what we normally find.
For City News, I'm David Zura.